people. It's Pretty Girl Love Trap content. We are back. Top Boy Season 5, Episode 3. Can't believe I'm halfway there, you guys. I'm going to miss this show so much. But we have to just focus on what we have now, y'all. So let's get into it. Yes, make sure you're liking this video. Subscribe to my channel if you are new here, okay? Please make sure you are sharing this content. If you know other people that like Top Boy and they're not familiar with my channel, please share. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so please do me a favor, okay? But if you're watching the replay, please let's get down in the comments and discuss the current episode, okay? No spoilers if you watch episodes 4, 5, and 6. Please, I would appreciate it as a courtesy because I have not watched those episodes as of yet, okay? Thank you. And let's get into it, okay? So we got the crew, okay? Sai, Teo, and Tyrone, they hand Obi some work, okay? We got a little exchange off going, and Obi gets robbed. We have another gang that's in the midst, okay? And we don't have any type of props or weapons, okay? So the other gang have a knife, okay? So off rip, they're doing a little better than us, okay? A little better than us. When we're trying to get our bag back because it has the drugs, it has the work in it, okay? But next thing we know, the police show up. Why are y'all showing up so quickly? We need to get our drugs back. I'm frustrated, but we have to focus on escaping, okay? Because if we try to get these drugs, we're going to get locked up. But Obi, he's still on the ground. So I'm a little nervous because we already know. We already know when people get hemmed up, they tend to have the audacity and the tendency to sing a little bit, start telling on folk, okay? Start the snitching, okay? So at this point, I'm a little nervous about Obi getting hemmed up, okay? Now, he could probably spin the situation from, to the cops. I don't know, but I'm still nervous because we already know things don't end well when people are in the midst of a situation and they're the last one left behind, okay? So we have that situation going. Sai and the rest of the crew, they get away, all right? So Sully and Duchesne, they're in their little spot, the little diner, if you will, and they are interviewing this lady, right? So I'm like, it took me a minute. But this dear lady is Abigail. Abigail is one of the attendants, okay, the caregivers that works at Johnny's spot. I said, Duchesne and Sully, what are y'all up to? I know this is all Sully's work because Sully is doing all the talking. Duchesne is over there in the background. So I'm a little nervous, like, what are we planning? What are we planning, Sully, oh boy? What are we doing here? So we see Abigail is giving the lowdown and directions to a specific room, and she's explaining, hey, this person doesn't get any visitors. Her, family pretty much abandoned her. But she's explaining how to get to her room. I wasn't quite understanding why are we going to this random woman room, but we find out eventually, okay? But Abigail is scaring the hell out of me, okay? She is seemingly very much nervous, okay? I'm sure she peed a little bit in her work pants. Like, she doesn't seem like the type of person that I need to assist me with when it comes to a crime, okay? And Duchesne peeps it too, but according to Duchesne and Sully, pretty much Abigail is all we have as an in regards to Johnny's spot. So we are depending on Abigail to do a number of things right now. We have to make sure she's giving us the correct instructions on how to get to this one specific room. Sully also tasked her with shutting off the CCTVs. In addition, he hands her a cell phone and state, hey, text me when the cameras are off and text me when Johnny and them arrive. I'm like, this woman is too nervous for all these instructions. But we have to let her go. We have to hope for the best. And me, the glass half empty type person, I was nervous. I was nervous. Okay. Abigail, baby girl, Abigail. Please make sure you are doing what you need to do. Okay, because Sully done told her, you could go back home to St. Lucia and don't ever have to worry about working again. We don't hear a figure, but I'm pretty sure he's going to give her a handsome amount of funds for the assistance. Okay, and he tells her, if it just act like it's a normal day at work, do not act out of character at all. Okay, we have to note that. So we see Mandy, she's visiting Jacques and Bex, and she's asking about Lauren. She was like, hey, was she talking to anyone about her problems? Like, what's going on? And Jacques is just she's going through the motions, rightfully so. Okay, she's grieving, but she's like, Lauren wasn't about that junkie life. That's not, what she is or who she is. And you can tell Jacques, and I feel like as a drug dealer, in a sense, sometimes you have to be able to mentally, separate yourselves from your customers, if you will. And she's very much doing that. Lauren does not seem like the typical drug user, but Jacques, at this point, she is failing to understand everyday people use drugs. You know what I'm saying? There's no prerequisite. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. Yes, she knows people use drugs. What I'm trying to say is that, she feels that her and Lauren are better than that, and we're better than that, So Sully comes over and visits, and they pan on Mandy's expressions, okay? I'm taking very much a good eye and a mental note on these little pans that they're doing on people's faces, because it's helping me. It's giving me clues, all right? But I'm going to just say, Mandy, Sully, this whole Aaron thing, I don't know. I'm feeling away, guys. I'm not saying I'm psychic. I'm not Cleo. I'm not Raven. But I don't know. I feel something may be a brewing, okay? So Sully, he's been through this, we already saw him depressed for like 2 seasons dealing with grief. So, he's kind of almost a perfect person to try to, I don't want to say console Jacques, but kind of rationalize the situation. Okay. And, he's like, I know the feeling. I'm here. You was here during my time of grief. So I'm here for you. And I appreciate that. This is another part about I love, with Sully, especially Sully and Jacques. They have a interesting dynamic in a relationship. I really like them two together, right? So he's like, if you need anything, let me know. She was like, well, I kind of do have a request. I need to know who was selling to my sister. And I was like, oh Lord, I already saw this coming, okay? Because we know the young man really didn't want to sell to Lauren. He really didn't want to do it, okay? But Sully, he pretty much tried to calm her down, because he's like, hey, this ain't on you, and this ain't on the person who sold her the drugs. You have to give Lauren the accountability. I know it's hard. You're going to have to deal with it. It's on her. And of course, Jacques is not trying to hear it. And she was like, you got to live with it. You got to live with it. Point blank, period. He's living with it. So she has to, right? So Aaron and Steph, they're out in the street, having fun, recording each other on the phone, whatever. And she tells him, like, you're not allowed to have no other girlfriends, okay? Aaron Boo is stating her claim, okay? She's like, I'm the girlfriend. So yes, it's kind of official, guys. So they're kind of talking. She's talking about how, she's into fashion and she likes coffee. And so as a TV viewer and a reviewer, when I start learning these types of things about characters, I get nervous. I get nervous when you start divulging just small little details about, innocent things and fun, legal things they like and enjoy and hobbies. I get nervous, okay? And I'm very much nervous at this point. But they go on a little date, because I think she was skipping school, y'all. And, they go to get coffee. The total came up to like $7 and some change. And they literally had change that they was giving to people. And I don't know, my spidey senses are telling me Steph is not going to be about that broke life. He did not have the money. And I feel like with a girlfriend now, he's not going to feel comfortable not having any money with a girlfriend. So I can foresee him being in the game very much quickly because he already hanging out with the people. He's doing everything but selling the drugs. So that's going to be, I feel like, a natural progression, right? We're going to have to see. So, they have a little talk, and she was like, you know what? I don't really want you being a gangster. You could be my personal gangster. You're going to end up getting killed. And he was like, nah, I'm not going to get killed. And she was like, well, nobody thinks they're going to get killed. I don't think my dad knew he was going to get killed. Oh, child. They have so much in common. They just don't understand. So, they start talking about, hey, you really like me, right? And so Steph decides to invite her to his little room situation. And she was like, we need to get tested. And he was like, why? Like, so she was explaining this story about chlamydia and she just wants to be safe or what have you. So they're both virgins, but she insists they both get tested. I think that's so cute. I mean, I really wish every kid would think about stuff like that, but we already know they don't. So Jeffrey, y'all, oh Lord, he at the bank stressed out. He talking to his banker, asking her, hey, who authorized these transactions? Because I didn't do it. Okay. So she tells him the investor of Sound Rock Properties did. And that's like the shell company that Life set up. Okay. So he's like, well, when? Like, what's going on? And she was like, well, about a week ago. I'm like, oh my God, it's been a whole week since people done, a whole week. All right, y'all. Sorry, that's 16 million plus because I don't know exactly everything Jeffrey had. I'm just counting Duchesne's money. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, I can't recall, like, if Duchesne has, like, a safe somewhere with some money, a safe deposit box. I don't feel like he do. And I'm like, do we have money for next month's rent? Like, I think he bought his flat, though. Anywho. Jeffrey, he's irate with the banker. He's frustrated. He cursing. Duchesne is on the line, calling. He's ignoring Duchesne's call. And he goes home and starts throwing up. This man is stressed out. He's nervous. He got a threat he's not going to be able to come through on. And it's all looking downhill for good old Jeffrey. And as I'm thinking that, we hear the bell ring, okay? It's Duchesne. So he lets Duchesne, and I'm like, Jeffrey, I mean, don't get me wrong, Duchesne would have hunted Jeffrey down regardless, but at least make it hard for him, Jeffrey. Why you let the man in your house? Why? I would have called the cops or something. I don't know. But Duchesne pressed Jeffrey so hard, he was like, where's my money? Where is my money? He was like, this has Lizzie's name all over it. Like, this is between Lizzie and Life. But Duchesne keep asking this man, where is his money? He was like, your money's gone. Oh, Lord, why he told this man his money gone, child? I'm getting PTSD from Snowfall. I'm a big Snowfall fan. If you're not familiar with Snowfall, it's another great show. But y'all, just the feeling you get when you feel like just all your money you work hard for, legal or illegal, regardless, that's a gut blow, okay? So much so that, Duchesne starts beating the guts out of your boy Jeffrey. I mean, he's banging this man's head all on a countertop, messing up the good marble. Like, he's over there giving him that work in the kitchen, okay? And it was so much so, I don't know if it's me, but I don't know if the special effects was like slipping, but I can tell like the head was kind of like a dummy head that he's like smashed. But yeah, he beats this man to a pulp. The counter wasn't enough. He had to get a pot, messing up this good man's pots, and he's over there wailing on the man, and he ends up killing Jeffrey, child. It's a whole messy scene. He tries to clean it up with solution, and and Clorox or what have you. But I'm like, Dushane, this ain't good enough. And you may go to jail for this. So we see Sully, he goes to meet Johnny at a boxing ring, and Johnny made the mistake of calling Sully a boy. And you know, Sully don't take confidence. He was like, you call me boy again, you're going to be dead in a week. I said, you still making threats to this man? Okay. And Johnny assures Sully, like, you know, our operation is going to be up and running very shortly. Okay. But I kind of have plans for us, Sully. Like, I think we can really have a partnership. And so he insinuates that he is going to, you know, pretty much take Todd out the whole equation. And yeah, he wants to just work with Sully. And Sully was like, all right, cool. We gonna talk about it. And we already know Sully don't make no type of decisions that quickly, okay? Mr. No is not going to say yes to something that quick, all right? And Todd, you should have known your nephew was a snake, okay? And that's another reason why he needed to die anyway, because if this man, Johnny, is willing to snake his own uncle, it was a matter of time if he was to snake Sully. So that's another indication, like, you are no good to us, Johnny. You are no good to us. Like, you over here not being loyal to your family, but I'm supposed to partner with you? Like, does that make good business sense? No. Okay. So Dushane goes home. He's washing his little bruised hands. And, you know, Shelly comes in not realizing what the hell going on. And she's like, you know, Kim is pressuring me. It's been a week. What's going on? And of course, Dushane ain't trying to hear this, okay? He is not trying to hear about this nail salon. I for damn sure ain't trying to hear about this nail salon. I'm over it. I'm over it, Shelly. And he's flat out telling her, like, it ain't happening. It's done. Like, forget the nail ish. And she's like, what's going on? What's wrong? Tell me what's going on. And he is not really trying to share with her his pain or whatever he's going through. And he pretty much ends off telling her, stay out of my effing business, and leaves. I was like, see, well, we not gonna do Dushane. Like, Shelly, if you haven't left now, you need to go. Because this man is cray, okay? And that's the thing. When Dushane is broke, he is miserable. We see him over there in Jamaica. He is miserable when he don't have no money. When it's not right, if it's money funny, ain't nothing funny to him, okay? So, Shelly, if you don't learn it now, you better learn it quick, boo-boo. So, y'all, we have a little cute little scene. Aaron and Steph, they're over there at the clinic, you know, filling paperwork. I said, this is so cute and responsible, like young love. Like, I don't know, I'm just really liking this, right? So Kieran, he visits Jock, okay, because he has to, you know, update her on what's going on in these streets, because she's over here with this baby. And, you know, he's telling her about the whole robbery situation. And she ends up trying to leave the baby with Bex. And Bex was like, you have responsibilities. Like, you just gonna leave? Like, and I'm like, Jock, like, you can't be just leaving this baby with your girlfriend. Like, she's low-key kind of taking her for granted, but we'll put a pin in that for right now. She's good. Bex, you're good, okay? Because some people would be like, you better find yourself a babysitter. But, you know, this is special circumstances, so I'm gonna let it rock for right now, okay? So Jock, you know, she goes with Karen, you know, to the crew, and, you know, she tells them, y'all need to fix it. I don't need y'all to retaliate, but I need y'all to up y'all prices and push these drugs as hard as you can, okay? Because we done lost out. Like, for real. Like, this is about a brick or two worth of product that was stolen from us. And the crew, they really wasn't feeling the pushback at all, but Jock, she had to put it in place. And they started talking ish, right? So she low-key ends up saying, you know, Jamie killed Kit. And Sully did not kill Jamie. And of course, she's trying to protect Sully because they have a special bond, right? But of course, they zoom in on Steph's face when she's talking about Jamie. So I don't know. She done told the boy to his face, yeah, your brother killed his best friend. Nobody's believing it because they're like, no, Kit and Jamie, they were best friends, blah, blah, blah. So I wonder if the truth is going to be revealed about that. I'm curious. So when when Jock and Kieran leave, she asked Kieran, like, hey, I have a question. I need you to let me know who's been serving my sister. And he was like, man, we don't need to go through this. Like, no, we don't need to go through. She was like, you need to tell me. So he tells her it was Romando. And she starts walking off. And he was like, he's just a kid. He's just a youth. Like, what you going to do? And she doesn't want to hear anything right now because she's trying to take her anger out on whoever she feels is guilty, right? So Shelly, she enters the salon for the day and she's all stressed out. And, her little assistant, I don't say co-worker, but her employee is like, what's going on? And, she's trying to show her new uniforms, what have you. And she tells her employee, like, no, it's not happening at all. I'm sorry I missed the employee's name. They keep mentioning her name, so I feel like she may be a pivotal part in the upcoming episodes because we keep saying her name, right? So in the dialogue, I would say, not me, because I don't have it right now. My apologies, okay? But she says not happening. I don't know why. I don't know if, Duchesne ended up changing his mind about it, or if he was just lying to me from the get-go. I don't know. Especially with him, it's hard to tell. And the fact that he's not sharing with her, of course, that's going to lead her to not really understand what the conclusion is. So I don't know. I just feel like he should have just shared something, but maybe it's his pride or his anger. He doesn't want to share that information, right? So y'all, we start Operation Bloom Court. Okay, Bloom Court is the nursing home that your boy Johnny is, pretty much owns, right? So we see Abigail, she over here sweating bricks, okay? Oh my God, I'm so nervous right now, right? So she ends up executing, Operation 1. She disables the cameras. Okay, check. All right. And so we see Duchesne and Sully there, make their way into this random, woman's room. But, it kind of ties them together. Abigail was kind of telling them a little spot to kind of hide at that, they'll be secure. All right. Until it's time to go. So Laura said Rock. Jock, that's a whole nother show. Jock, she's on her way to Rowando's house, okay? And his mom's trying to lie for him, saying he's not home. But, she ends up kind of barging in and starts beating the boy up. Like, you were serving my sister. And he said, I was just shotting like you told me to. She's trained this boy up to be a drug dealer and sell drugs. And yeah, this is, I don't even want to say poetic justice. I don't want to say karma. But now at this very point, I'm now thinking that Jock is really starting to understand how this thing called life works. So I'm definitely interested on how she's going to move going forward, right? So we back at the nursing home, y'all. And it's Pat's birthday party. See, when Duchesne was taken to the nursing home the first time, Johnny was explaining that Pat's birthday was going to be on Friday and that, his uncle was going to be there. It's going to be a whole thing. So that's the part I was frustrated because I'm like, Johnny, why are you divulging this much information around Sully? He was so underestimating Sully. So underestimating him, right? So Pat's birthday party is lit. We got balloons, we got cake, we got food, like all the senior citizens. They getting it popping. They having a good little time. Okay, I know they're going to sleep good that night. All right. And so Duchesne, he's in the room impatient. So apparently they've been waiting in that random lady's room for a very long time. So he starts talking and Sully was like, shut up. Put your silencer on and shut up. But he can't help it. He was like, bro, we've been here for a minute. Are you sure she's over here doing what she's supposed to do? You need to text her. So they end up waking up the random lady, but Sully tells her to go back to sleep. So she ends up going back to sleep. She got two random black men in all black with guns in her room, low-key whispering, arguing. This was hilarious, right? So we in this Bentley. We see this Bentley and we have Johnny and Todd in there. And, Todd's asking Johnny how things are going with the business. He was like, yeah, this kid, Sully, he has a good head on his shoulders. I'm like, kid, Sully is probably older than you, Johnny. But I'm going to let that go. And then back at the house, Jock and Bex, they're having a conversation, right? Because she, asked Jock, like, hey, are you going to be able to continue doing what you do and raise this baby? Like, you can't do both. It's impossible. I can't do this, all the time. Like, we need some help. And Jock, she's kind of getting the attitude. She's getting the attitude. She's like, this is all I've ever known. Like, this is all I've ever done. She's trying to be encouraging, to Jock, like, hey, you can figure it out. Like, you can find something that, you can do legally. So, and I was thinking maybe Jock can be like a promoter or something, because I feel like she kind of dabbled in a little bit of that last couple seasons ago, but we're gonna have to see. So Johnny and Todd show up at the nursing home, right? So Abigail over there sweating bullets, like she's looking blatantly obvious, like she done saw ghosts, and she's shaking, handing Johnny the incorrect amount of glasses. She's giving him a pink straw, so he peeps something's not right. So she goes off, right? So he tells Pat happy birthday and everything. So he follows his instincts and goes along, right? And so Abigail, she goes and sends Sully that second text that they've arrived, right? So Sully and Duchesne, they start going in the hallway. This random senile man started talking, messing up the thing. So he's trying to shush the man. Meanwhile, Johnny's on the other side of the hallway, and they kind of not really necessarily run into each other, but it catch Sully off guard. But he started shooting. It becomes a whole shootout. They pretty much shoot Taj in the neck. Sully gets shot. Like, it's a whole mess. So they end up killing the third little bodyguard they have. And Sully ends up killing Johnny. So Johnny dead, his uncle dead. I don't think there were any casualties with any old people, but don't quote me. I was trying to see, like, did anybody great grandmama die, that day? I wasn't sure. But after we killed the bad people, okay. Well, depending on who you kill bad. This was interesting too. I just must say, I did not see this coming. Like, the fact that we eliminate this big of a threat this early and this easy was very interesting to me. It's really not necessarily Top Boy like other shows are similar to that. But we're going to see, I know this is not the end, right? So Sully takes Duchesne to the boiler room, and they grab 2 bags. Now, he peeped those bags earlier when Bill was over there, all tied up in distress. So he went to get the bag. I believe it had either drugs and or money in there, right? So we get the bags. We hear sirens blaring as they escape, and they get away, right? And we see Abigail in a little back room. Looks like she's like in the locker room, and she just sitting there stuck and shook, because she's probably thinking, wow, I helped cause all this madness. But Abigail, if it wasn't you, it probably would have been somebody else, girl. Her heart is so heavy. I just know. You can't tell me Abigail not gonna snitch. You not gonna. I would bet money. That Abigail will be at the nearest police station ASAP to the pronto. And the final scene, Steph is out on the balcony. And Cy comes talk to him. We at Summer House, and he was like, I gotta tell you something. I did see who killed my brother. And then Cy was like, it was Jamie, wasn't it? And he confirms yes. And it goes off. I'm like, how y'all gonna end it like this? So now we're going to have the crew. We can't, I don't know, because we work for him low key. So I don't know. We just gonna have to see. I haven't watched episode 4 yet, but I'll probably be watching it in the next hour or so. So I hope, to have that up within the next day. That's my goal. But thank y'all for coming through and watching my recap / reaction / review of Top Boy Season 5, Episode 3. Please like this video. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And yes, let's get down in the comments and talk about this episode, okay? Not 4, 5, or 6. Thank you for your cooperation, and have a good day or night, depending on when you're watching this, all right? Toodles.